Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and today we're going to take a quick look at a couple of cars from 2007, some Hot Wheels. Just some random stuff I still had in my collection that have not been opened yet. I figured we might as well open these all up. 2007 was kind of an interesting year for Hot Wheels for me, just because at this time I was picking up random cars on the pegs, just for fun. I thought it would be kind of cool to grab cars again, kind of to, you know, revitalize my old childhood hobby of playing with Hot Wheels. I thought it would be kind of fun to pick up some Hot Wheels as I was seeing them on the pegs. This only lasted for 2007 and 2008, and then I stopped completely and didn't pick any of them up until, 2014 when I started basically, end of 2014 when I started my YouTube channel. But these have been carded and been in my collection for quite some time. The majority of them anyway. A couple of them I've picked up after the fact, but yeah, this I would have picked up on the pegs. This is the So Fine. This is in the 2007 Code Car series. I think the idea was there's a code on the bottom here. Oh, this is probably going to tell us here. Free collector's poster. Does it say anything about the code cars? I'm just taking a look. Use the code on the bottom of the code cars to play special levels of some of the games on the website. So I guess that was the deal with these. That's why they have this kind of blister on the bottom that makes it difficult to see the code on the bottom of the car. Well, anyways, let's check out the So Fine. I believe this is modeled after a Buick. And here it is right here, and I'm guessing that's the code that you would enter. Kind of a nice color gold with a silver top, some black on the sides there, and some white as well. Pretty neat. 2007, I believe, is also the year they started Super Treasure Hunts, so that also makes it an interesting year for collecting. I never found any on the pegs when I was looking for them back then, but I was looking for them very, very casually, and wasn't really hard into it. I knew there were supers out there. I just wasn't really, wasn't door warming or anything like that, trying to find our pallet rating or whatever for Walmart. I don't even know if you could pallet rate in that time. I have no idea. I think that's around the time that we kind of just got a Walmart in my area. Maybe it was a little before that. I don't remember. But anyway, here you go. Actually, it definitely was before that, I think. Yeah, it definitely was. Whatever. Here you go. I had no idea. At that time, I was just looking. I was reading Lamley, though, at that time. I thought it was kind of cool to see that when I was like looking at stuff on Hot Wheels. Hadn't really discovered YouTube yet as far as that. I don't even know when that started either. I just don't know. Next is this Shelby Cobra 427 SC, and this one is also a code car. Old Cobra casting. This one has a metal base on it. Looks like we got some sort of foliage inside the package, which is interesting. I'll go ahead and open it. Here's our, whoa. I suppose that's quite the error. Yeah. That's been sitting there forever. Hopefully I didn't release something weird into the environment. So we've got, it's a, magenta, pinkish, whatever car. This casting does have an opening hood. However, it is kind of difficult to open, but there we go. Again, metal body, metal base. There would have been the code we could have entered on the website. The windshield's a little crooked. The other interesting thing about 2007, as we go to car number 3 here, our little 10 Car Tuesday special, is that they did a lot of this. There was a lot of wheel variations. There was a lot of, they would come up with several different colors of the same car in the same year. At that time, there wasn't just like one recolor. But here's a wheel variation of this. I don't know which one's more rare. I'm not sure how that worked out. I'm not sure how the case codes worked out back then. I just don't know. But yeah, here's another version of the casting. And of course, again, it's going to be basically the same. Do we have foliage coming out of this one too? No, that's just little paint flecks coming off of the bottom of the rivet, which is pretty normal. And there's that. Which wheel do you prefer on this one? I think I like the, what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spoke wheels. Hood opens much easier on this one. That's pretty cool. Well, and we got another variation. Here's another one with the same wheels here, but a different color. Again, code cars. 4 of 10 for today. And in this one we get Metal Flake Blue with kind of a lighter bluish, silverish color stripe down the middle. I definitely think I like the kind of pink one better. That looks nicer. Out of the 3, I think this one's the coolest. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, there's the code on the bottom. And we're shedding paint off the rivet down here. Looks pretty good though. Looks pretty decent. So yeah, there's those. Let's see here. Next is this one I actually didn't get during that time. I believe this is a Kmart exclusive of this Buick Grand National. This is kind of a casting I collect. So I picked this up at a local meet. Actually fairly recently, at least within the last year. So I was glad to pick that up. I'll go ahead and open it. This was a new model for 2007, and I think they came out with this in like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 different colors plus this Kmart exclusive. I think this was a Kmart exclusive anyway. So they had 36 new models in the 2007 line, and those 36 new models probably came out in like, each one came out in probably 4 to 5 different variations. That's how crazy it was back then with Hot Wheels. You don't really have that these days. They don't really have a count on new models. Like back then it was a series of new models. This was number 10 of 36 for new castings. And you would get tons of different variations right off the bat. And in this case, you know, nowadays or whatever is what I'm saying, is they just don't really do that. Usually you get one recolor, and sometimes you'll get a store exclusive release as well for a new model. But back then you would get a lot of different color variations, some wheel variations, and all that stuff. And this was, I believe, the Kmart exclusive in this Metal Flake Blue. It's a very pretty color. It looks good on this car, and this might be my favorite one of the 10 that we look at today. Next is, we've got a Mitsubishi Eclipse. This is from Ragtops and Roadsters, which is a sub-series. Looks like 4 cars were in that series. This is the Mitsubishi Eclipse. Not a super cool casting. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think it's the only example of it that I have in my collection. Is this particular one. I don't know how many times it's been used. So this was not a new model. This was in the Ragtops and Roasters little sub-series thing, which they had going on. Lots of different sub-series as well. Looks like the casting probably debuted in 2005, if I had to guess, based on that copyright date. It's not a bad-looking little tooling. Pretty decent. Not terrible. Not great. Not terrible. Never was a real big fan of this car to begin with. I never thought it looked all that cool. I know some people really enjoyed it, but I'm just not one of them. But there you go. There's that. So kind of interesting looking at these models from 2007. There's another one that I picked up. This was a 1964 Chevy Impala from the Taxi Rods, number 4 of 4. So these were cars with taxi liveries on them, and this, of course, is a Chevy Impala. The casting is cool. The livery kind of leaves a little bit to be desired. Not something I'm really into. Gosh, you know, and I think originally back then, for 2007, I think I was like trying to get like pretty much every real car possibly for that year. I thought it was kind of cool. They were $1 a piece, and I thought, you know, why not? So this was another weird segment here. So in addition to all these little segments, they had the 36 2007 new models, 12 treasure hunts, 12 super treasure hunts as well, 12 track stars, 24 mystery cars. That was the year the mystery car started, I believe. with the blacked out blister. 24 code cars, and then 12 teams of 4. And the teams of 4, you know, you saw that Ragtops Roadsters. This was another one of the teams of 4, the taxi rods. So here that is. Kind of neat with the gold bottom. Doesn't look too bad. Again, nothing terribly exciting. This casting's kind of cool though. I like the Impala. You lowrider fans would dig this casting, right? And it's not bad. It's not terrible. All right. And then lastly, and I say lastly, we have 3 cars left to look at, but they're 3 variations of the same car, and it's the 1964 Buick Riviera. This was in the 2007 All-Stars. So the All-Stars were, I guess, favored castings. Did it say how many All-Stars there were in this? It says track stars, mystery cars, code cars, treasure hunts, teams of 4, and 2007 new models. Well, the All-Stars collection were celebrating the coolest and most thrilling vehicles from the 2007 Hot Wheels collection. Place to find the most popular rides with the sweetest speeds. So these are castings from the past that were, I guess, popular, and they decided to release them in the All-Stars. And they released a ton of variations of these as well in 07. I wonder how big the mainline was in 07. Now, of course, there was 180 cars, but there were so many variations of those 180 cars. It's hard for me to say what exactly was all there. I don't know if they sold full sets on the RLC or anything at that time. I have no idea if they even had RLC at that time. I think they did, but copyright date 2001. That gives you an idea kind of when this came out. Not a bad looking casting. It looks pretty good in this purple color. We also have it in gold right here. There's that guy. Not too bad. Take a peek of that. And then we also have it in silver. I think this is probably the best looking one. This color here. And yeah, you will notice I was just looking at the, so it is 180 cars, and the different color variations, wheel variations and stuff did not change the number on the bottom of the card. So, I mean, gosh, there had to have been at least 500 different cars. At least. That goes for like the treasure hunts and super treasure hunts. Back then they were the same casting. So the Skyline's one of the famous ones from this year. And so the regular treasure hunt was just a regular version of the car. They did basically get full deco on those. And then the super treasure hunt, of course, was the, with rubber tires and stuff. So what's your favorite color of the Riviera? I'm going with this one. I think this one looks the best. And that's going to be it for this quick little 10 Car Tuesday episode. Not too much exciting in it for my tastes. However, this car I was excited to get, very much so. We're excited to get that. This is pretty neat. Some foliage. Pretty cool. That's exciting. I would say probably my second favorite though out of this set was probably this guy right here. I think these look pretty good. And then yeah, I don't know, then maybe this Riviera. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's kind of fun to look at some older mainline Hot Wheels, stuff that people maybe haven't seen in a long time, and stuff for new collectors that maybe you haven't seen at all. You just never know. There's just cool stuff. There's some cool stuff from back in the day. And this brings back a little bit of memory for me because, I mean, it's 2022 now, so it's been a while since I've really looked at these, and just kind of neat. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you think. Again, check out the 10 Car Tuesday playlist. We don't do it every week. I used to do it every week, but, it gets tiring. But anyway, check out a past one. Check out the playlist. These have been pretty random, so check them out. All right, thank you guys very much, and have a good day.